Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you are watching the Post Market Show. Today is the 18th of May, and let us look into what happened in the markets today and how the US markets are trading and what we can expect for the markets to go ahead in the trade tomorrow. That is an expiry day tomorrow. So, without further ado, let's look right into the charts. Obviously, it was a very boring day. If you can see the charts, the Nifty almost ended very flat. Let me just pull up the charts and show you. Yes, so Nifty has been trading very flat, so nothing major to see here. So if you look at the 5-minute chart of Nifty, you will see that the markets opened with a good gap up, but then the rally could not sustain. The markets took resistance at the 16,400 levels, which we have discussed multiple times that it is a major resistance level for Nifty on the upside, and the markets touched there, and from there the down move started. The markets fell to almost 16,211, and from there it recovered, but again at the end of the day it still ended slightly in the red. So we can say that it was a very boring day for Nifty. And talking about Bank Nifty also opened up with a gap up. It took resistance around 34,600 levels, and from there it fell and ended the day in red, down by almost 0.4% in the red. So this is the picture of Nifty and Bank Nifty. So when we talk about the Nifty towards the end, we could see that there was a lot of shorts being created in the system. We could see that the Nifty spot and Nifty future were trading at a discount. In fact, it also closed the day at a discount. You can see the Nifty future is at 16,226, whereas the Nifty spot is at 16,240. So that is almost around 14%. The future is trading at a discount than the spot. This indicates major shorting in the markets. People have shorted the markets, expecting the markets to go down further. So that is why we are seeing a gap. It's usually the futures are usually higher than the spot, but we are seeing an opposite. And the OI data will indicate the same. So we will discuss the OI a bit later. Before that, we discuss some of the important happenings in the day. So if you look at the sectoral index, the sectoral indices, out of 10 sectors, almost 8 of them ended in the red, and only 2 sectors ended in green. One was the Nifty FMCG, and the reason for FMCG being closing in the green is obviously ITC results, which were expected post market today, and the results are out actually. So ITC results show a profit of increased by 12%. Their profits now stand at 4,195 crores. So this is ITC results. So, and ITC moved up in the day, and also the Hindustan Unilever also moved up during the day. So if I quickly tell you the figures, ITC moved up by 0.8%, and Hindustan Unilever showed a lot of strength. And if you look at the daily candle, Hindustan Unilever has also ended up with a huge green candle. So that has brought about the positive sentiments in the market. So if you look at the index movers, you can see Hindustan Unilever contributing the highest amount of points to Nifty, almost 10 points to Nifty, because of the movement in Hindustan Unilever. So this is the FMCG sector, why it has risen. And also I talked about 2 sectors ending in the green. So the other sector which ended in the green was the pharmacy sector. So pharmacy is up by 1% today. So we see that the pharma sectors, since they are mostly export oriented, they get their payments in US dollars, and whenever the Indian rupee is depreciating, they tend to gain from that. They tend to gain from the exchange rate difference. So they get payments in US dollars. When they convert it in Indian rupee, they get higher amount. So that is why we are seeing a positiveness in the pharmacy markets as well. So Nifty Pharma is up. So this is these are 2 sectors which were up for the day. And talking about the crude oil prices, we were seeing that the crude oil continuously trading at $1,314 for the last few days. But today, if you look at the current prices of the crude oil, it is trading, it has slightly come down, and it is now $109, $110. So since the crude oil prices were up for the last few days, we saw that the OMC companies, oil marketing companies like IOC, Hindustan Petroleum, BPCL, all of them have traded in the red, and hugely in the red, down by almost 4-5% in the red, because the petrol prices are not increasing in India currently, but the global prices are increasing. That is why these stocks fell in the day. And talking about another thing is the ethanol, which the government had planned to incorporate ethanol by 20% with crude oil by the financial year 2030. So that has been brought ahead, and now it is being targeted to be to make this achieve the target of 20% ethanol in crude oil by the year 2026. So that showed a lot of positiveness in the sugar stocks, especially if you see Balram Chini. It is today, now if I show you the charts, Balram Chini, it is up by 1.8%. Renuka sugar is also slightly up. So this is because sugar is ethanol is a byproduct of sugar industry, and these stocks tend to gain from this news. So this is about the ethanol. And one more stock to watch for the day is Yes Bank. So Yes Bank is up by 4.5% for the day. Now the reason for this is private equity firms Carlyle and Advent have planned to invest in minority stakes in this company. So Yes Bank, they plan to invest there. That is why here we are seeing an up move in this stock. Talking about other stocks for the day, we look at Route Mobile. So Route Mobile was it created a lot of buzz during the IPO, but today it is down by almost 15%, is what you can see from the charts. The reason being the standalone net profits have declined to almost 98%. So that is why we are seeing the stocks fall by almost 15% for the day. MCX, it is up after its results. It is up by 6.5%. And then Airtel, obviously Airtel, we will discuss about Airtel. Airtel, we saw that it posted very good profit figures yesterday, but still the stock could not sustain the positivity. It ended almost 1.5% in the green, in the red, sorry. So if you look at the charts, in the 5-minute chart, it opened up with a huge gap up, almost touching 727. From there, it fell and fell, ending almost 1.5% down to 696. So if you are trading in Airtel with a long-term investment perspective, I'll be looking at 724 levels. So if that is crossed, I will be looking to become bullish in this stock. So this is Airtel. And talking about the another stock, which is SBI, we saw it move down 8% after the results, and now it is then it moved up yesterday, and now it is again down. So for SBI, we are seeing that in the daily candle, it is taking resistance around the 200-day moving average. So 200-day moving average is important, because if the share is trading below 200-day moving average, we call it it's a bearish zone, and if it has crossed above 200-day moving average, we call it it's in the bullish phase. So it seems that SBI, until and unless this 200-day moving average, which is now at around 468, 469 levels, until that level is broken, we should not look to enter into the stock. This is about SBI and its results. And now talking about the data of the day. So as we have talked about in the morning, that today the Europe and UK inflation data would be out, and they are out actually. So it came at around 9%, so which is again a 40-year high in the UK economy. So we have never seen such an inflation in the last 40 years in UK. And similarly, following it, the inflation rate in Europe is also out. It is up by almost 7.4%. So this is the data of UK and Europe inflation data. So global markets, again, inflation rates are very, very high, and we can look for further rate hikes in the coming days. And that was also indicated by the Fed Chairman Powell's speech last night, which we have already discussed in the morning show. So this is the data that has been released today. And now if we look at the US markets, now US markets have again a very different picture today. So it is hugely down right now. If we look at the US market, first the VIX, it has shot up by almost 16.5% right now. It is now crossed 30, so it is again in a dangerous territory. So after we saw continuous days of falling VIX, we again see a huge rise in the volatility in the US markets. And then if we keep an eye on the major indexes, the S&P 500, Nasdaq and Dow Jones all are hugely down. So Nasdaq is the biggest loser today. It has almost wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 4 days gains have been wiped out from Nasdaq. It is down by almost 5% as we speak. Dow Jones, same. It has also wiped out the last 4 days gains. It is back to where it was, down almost 3.3%. And S&P 500 is also down by almost 4%, close to 4%. So we are seeing again a very, very bad thing in the US markets. The reason being, the primary reason for this is the results. The quarterly results of stocks are being announced there as well. Just as the Indian stocks are announcing their quarterly results, the same thing is happening in the US markets as well. And to put it into perspective, Target, it is one of the major retail chains in US. It is after bad result, it is down by almost 24%. Same with other major stocks like Lowe's. Walmart declared the results yesterday. It is also hugely down. So this is again creating a lot of bearishness back into the markets. So this is how the US markets are trading right now. And if we look at SGX Nifty, we will get to see the damage being happening. So it is down by 276 points. It has crossed the 16,000 level, which we have talked about multiple times. And now it is showing major bearishness. So if this continues, we can expect tomorrow a 300-point gap down in Nifty, which will again set the tone for a further down move. So now if 16,000 is broken tomorrow, we can expect 15,740, which was respected multiple times before, to take support over there. If that is broken, we can expect again a further down move in Nifty. So let's talk about the FII DII activities of the day. So FIIs have again continued the selling streak but their sales figures have come down today. We can see it is almost 1,254 crores, but the DIIs have bought, but their buying is very less today, almost 375 crores. So we have almost around 900 crores of a negative sales figure. That is why the markets did not rally towards the end. Maybe that's the reason. Now the all important OI activity. So the OI activity shows huge amounts of call being written today, and maybe some people knew about the damage that is going to be happening in the US markets. That is why people have just sold their eyes and sold the call options right across 16,300 and above, 16,300, 350, 400, 450, 500. All the levels have added huge amounts of call, which means the market has very less room going up above 16,300. Looking at the OI data and talking about the put side, so there is very less amount of puts being added today, and so this is how the OI picture looks. The PCR has again fallen below 1, which means it is currently standing at 0.74, which means more calls are being written than puts. That indicates a bearishness in the market. All the max spin is showing around 16,200 to be the expiry price tomorrow, but we can expect the markets, as it is indicating, almost 300 points down tomorrow for the Nifty. So if we open below 16,000, we can expect the markets to fall towards 15,740, and from there it could reverse a bit. And on the upside, is very limited. So you can expect 16,000 to 16,200 being the upside range for tomorrow, unless and until some major short covering happens on the back of a very good news. Again, any good news is very unlikely at this point of time, especially when the US markets have down so much. So tomorrow the major levels to watch out for is obviously 15,740 on the downside, and 16,000 will be a major area. So we will see if the market takes supports or resistance at 16,000 level, and on the upside 16,200 to 300 should be another major level to watch out for. So this is what we can expect for tomorrow, but still there is time for the US markets to close. It's around 2 hours are still there for the US markets to close. So let's see if the markets reverse towards the end, if there is some positivity towards the end, sometimes if there is some short covering, but right now everything looks very bearish. There is no bullish sentiments right now in the markets. It is down almost 4 to 5%. Most of the US indexes is what we are talking about. So let's see how it ends and how the Asian markets open tomorrow. If the Asian markets open positive, we can expect the Nifty to open around 16,000. But if the Asian markets are also negative, we can expect a further down move and by a guaranteed open below 16,000 levels. So this is what we have discussed today, and let us see what happens tomorrow. So join me in the pre-market show at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, where we discuss the important levels for tomorrow. It's an expiry day, so we shall be looking at the levels and also how the US market has ended and how the Asian markets have opened. With that, we will be looking for what we can go and expect for trading tomorrow, as it's a weekly expiry day. So with that, we will return for tomorrow morning's show at 8:30 a.m. for the pre-market show. So I'll end the live stream here. Thank you for watching.